is wrong and immoral to seek to escape the consequences of one's actions. Mahatma Gandhi. I want to share a personal journey that has helped me in my understanding of personal development and self-improvement. There was a time when I found it comfortable to blame external factors for my life's challenges. I pointed fingers at the government, my negative relatives, company policies, the economy, and so many other external circumstances. It was a struggle to let go of the blame list and take responsibility for my own actions and outcomes. But I learned a crucial lesson. It's not what happens to us that determines our future. It's what we do about it. We all face difficulties and setbacks, but the key to success lies in our response to these challenges. If we start making small, positive changes in our daily lives, such as picking up a book or improving our health habits, we can shift our circumstances. We cannot change the external factors, but we can change ourselves and our actions. By doing something different for the next 90 days than we did in the last 90 days, we can set ourselves on a path to success. Another profound insight I gained was understanding that our current circumstances are a reflection of the person we have become. My mother said, "What you have at the moment, you've attracted by the person you become." This was a tough pill to swallow, but it was also empowering. It meant that if I wanted to change my life, I had to change myself first. By focusing on personal growth and becoming more valuable to the marketplace, everything else would change. Thus, don't wish it was easier. Wish you were better. Don't wish for fewer problems. Wish for more skills. This mindset shift was crucial. By working harder on myself than on my job, by developing my skills, attitudes, and philosophies, I could change my entire life. It wasn't about changing the world around me, but about changing myself to adapt and thrive in any situation. As you likely know, I was incarcerated for running a federally funded program with problematic paperwork from the onset. This paperwork had nothing to do with me, and by the time I discovered it, I was knee-deep in serving 18 women and their children. I felt responsible for ensuring they got the care they needed and lied to match the paperwork with the government's requirements so that I could deliver the services. I proved this, yet I was still incarcerated. Despite the burden of carrying the weight of the government's error on my chest, I learned that the empathy I received from others often hindered my progress. You see, as long as people felt sorry for me for being put in that position, I never learned the lessons I needed to grow and heal from the experience. I had to accept responsibility for the fact, for one, that had I followed the dream inside of me, I would have never been running this program to begin with. And two, at some point, I did know I was running a flawed government program, and yet continued to run it. Though the government is obviously the more powerful between the two of us, the only way I can move forward is if I take accountability for what I've done. But that's hard to do. Here's why. Reason number one, fear of judgment. One of the biggest barriers to taking accountability is the fear of judgment and the potential consequences that come with admitting mistakes. This fear can be paralyzing, as the prospect of criticism, shame, or punishment looms large, making it much easier to deflect blames onto others or external circumstances. When we avoid taking responsibility, we shield ourselves from immediate discomfort, but this comes at the cost of personal growth and integrity. The fear of judgment can create a vicious cycle where avoiding accountability becomes a habitual response, leading to a lack of self-awareness and perpetuating the same mistakes. However, choosing to own up to our actions and embrace accountability allows us to face reality head on and clear our conscience. This honesty, though initially difficult, can be profoundly liberating. By admitting our mistakes, we no longer have to carry the heavy burden of secrecy or dishonesty, which can weigh us down emotionally and mentally. Taking responsibility is the first step toward making amends and rectifying the situation, fostering personal growth and strengthening our character. Moreover, this transparency builds trust and respect in our relationships as others see us as genuine and reliable. In essence, embracing accountability transforms fear into an opportunity for growth, leading to a more authentic and fulfilling life. And then, of course, there's ego and pride. Our ego and pride often prevents us from acknowledging our faults because admitting mistakes can feel like a direct assault on our self-image and personal identity. We tend to construct a perception of ourselves that we present to the world, one that often excludes our imperfections and errors. Conceding that we are wrong challenges this carefully curated image, making us feel vulnerable and exposed. The fear of losing respect, both from ourselves and from others, can compel us to maintain a facade of infallibility. This resistance to acknowledging our shortcomings can lead to stagnation, as it hinders us from learning from our experiences and evolving as individuals. However, when we set aside our pride and embrace humility, we unlock the potential for profound growth and learning. Accepting our faults allows us to view mistakes as opportunities for improvement rather than threats to our identity. This humility fosters an environment where we can build stronger, more authentic relationships based on mutual respect and trust. Others are more likely to relate to us and support us when we are genuine and open about our imperfections. Additionally, personal development flourishes in the presence of humility. As we become more receptive to feedback and more willing to adapt and grow, ultimately, this acceptance leads to a more liberated and authentic self, unburdened by the need to constantly protect our ego and more aligned with our true values and potential. And then, of course, we lack self-awareness. Sometimes we may not even be fully aware of our mistakes or the impact of our actions, which significantly hinders our ability to take responsibility. This lack of self-awareness often stems from being caught up in our own perspectives and assumptions, making it challenging to see how our behavior affects others. We might unconsciously engage in harmful patterns or overlook the consequences of our actions simply because we have never taken the time to reflect deeply or seek feedback. Without this crucial understanding, we remain blind to areas in need of improvement and continue to operate in ways that can perpetuate misunderstandings, conflicts, and missed opportunities for growth. Developing self-awareness through reflection and feedback is key to overcoming this obstacle. By intentionally examining our thoughts, actions, and their outcomes, we can begin to recognize our errors and understand their effects on others. Seeking feedback from those around us provides valuable external perspectives that can highlight blind spots in our self-perception. As we become more self-aware, we gain the power to change our behavior consciously. This transformation not only improves our relationships and interactions, but also leads to a more fulfilling and liberated life. Self-awareness empowers us to align our actions with our values, make informed decisions, and take responsibility for our growth and happiness. And last, but certainly not least, we want to avoid the emotional discomfort of taking personal accountability. Taking accountability often involves facing uncomfortable emotions, such as guilt, regret, and remorse. These feelings can be overwhelming and difficult to confront, leading many to avoid acknowledging their mistakes. The fear of experiencing such emotional turmoil often drives people to deflect blame or deny responsibility. However, avoiding these emotions only prolongs the healing process and traps individuals in a cycle of unresolved guilt and shame. By confronting and processing these uncomfortable feelings, we can begin to understand the root causes of our actions, learn from our mistakes, and move forward with a clearer conscience. Embracing discomfort is a crucial step towards personal liberation and emotional resilience. When we allow ourselves to fully experience and process guilt, regret, and remorse, we pave the way for genuine healing and growth. This emotional work helps us develop a deeper understanding of ourselves and our impact on others, fostering empathy and compassion. Additionally, facing these emotions head-on builds emotional resilience, enabling us to handle future challenges with greater strength and grace. Ultimately, taking accountability and confronting uncomfortable emotions leads to a more authentic and fulfilling life, characterized by emotional freedom and inner peace. Taking personal responsibility is the cornerstone of genuine growth and emotional resilience. It empowers us to learn from our mistakes, build stronger relationships, and lead more authentic lives. By acknowledging our errors and their impacts, we pave the way for personal transformation and deeper self-awareness. This journey, though often challenging and uncomfortable, leads to profound emotional freedom and peace. It strengthens our character and enhances our ability to connect with others on a meaningful level. So don't shy away from your mistakes. Face your emotions head on and commit to making positive changes. Embrace your journey of personal accountability. Transform your life and inspire others with your courage. You've got this. Peace and blessings, Dr. O.